Hi, I'm Lemmy from lotr. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna show you how I paint an Iron Hills ballista. It took me it took me 3 days to paint, and it will probably be like 5 minutes of footage. It's insane. I will also show you how I did the snow parts for my Iron Hills bases, because it took a little while to find the right the right snow, because I tried Valhalla Blizzard, something like that from Games Workshop, and I'm sorry Games Workshop, but it sucks. It really does. And it's way too expensive for what you get, it's insane. Little update, maybe I'll cut this out, but my brother-in-law is slowly getting there with his elves. He's so close. I'm so close to a battle report, I swear. I'll drop a picture here if he gives me permission. If he doesn't, fuck him. I won't do it. I'm not an asshole. But yeah, I'm getting real close to getting that battle report. Report? What the fuck else was I gonna say? And I'm starting a new army. Again. At the moment I'm busy with the second White Hand army, biggest dwarf army on YouTube. I have a Moria army that's gonna be monster focused, like cave drakes, dragons, cave trolls. I have my Gondorian army that I'm working on behind the scenes, because I don't really paint a lot of Gondor at the moment. I've done something fun with the bases. Maybe I'll show you in maybe I'll show you in another video. And I have also painted up the Goblin Town army that I'm gonna use to battle my brother-in-law. It's gonna be awful against the Rivendell elves, but it's gonna be fucking hilarious. She's gonna take a shit. Yeah, so I have a Rohan army, Goblin Town army, a little Mordor force. So yeah, I have a lot of armies. And I'm gonna add another one. If you can guess the army down in the comments, maybe I'll spoil it. It technically is right here on this big screen, but I'll cut it out so nobody will fucking know. I won't do it. I'm not an asshole. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I had to do a lot of research to find a color scheme that I'm hopefully gonna be happy with. They're still on their way, what I ordered. And also I want to treat you guys today and show a little bit of the biggest dwarf army on YouTube and see how it's going at the moment. I'm painting up a storm, and I really hope you guys will enjoy it. And especially I'm starting actually the other army, because painting hundreds of dwarves is a little exhausting. Even though it's different dwarf factions, sometimes you just want to paint something different. And it's not a spoiler, the new army is not gonna be dwarves, because I'm painting every fucking dwarf faction there is pretty much in the game. So yeah, for the biggest dwarf army and on YouTube. If you like my videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it with your least favorite person to play Middle-earth strategy battle game against. If you do and they watch this fucking video, they're probably gonna be pissed. So yeah, now I waffled on long enough. Let's go to the desk and see me paint up some shit. Hello and welcome back to the desk. And as you can see, I'm painting my Iron Hills ballista. I already put it on a base. I regret everything. I should not have done that. It made it 10 times more difficult to paint. But I put it on a base because I was thinking about cutting holes in the base to put Iron Hills warriors that will control the ballista inside the base, if you know what I mean. But that did not end up happening. I'm just painting it rinox hide at the moment with a rather big brush. It's a lot of surface to cover. I already did the base. It's similar to the cave drake base. If you wanna know how I did this, go check out that video. Maybe there will be a card right above right now. So once I was finally done with rinox hide, I used some agrax earthshade, excuse me, to tone it down a little bit, make sure the depths are looking a little bit more dark. I did try to avoid pooling as much as possible. Usually when I use agrax earthshade, I really don't tend to care a lot because I mostly use it on my orcs. And yeah, they don't give a shit. If it looks bad, it's good because they're orcs, if you know what I mean. Now, after I applied agrax earthshade onto all the wood, I started dry brushing mournfang brown. I decided mournfang brown would be a very nice highlight. It would create some more depth to the model as well. And it ended up looking rather good in my opinion, but yeah, I'm the one who has painted this and decided to make a video for YouTube about it, so I'm not the most neutral person, I guess. And now for the part that took me almost the whole day, because I used iron warriors for the metal. And there is so much metal. Every time I thought I was done with the metal parts, there are more metal parts. And yeah, I needed a couple of layers because the paint was open for so long it started to separate. Yes, the paint started to separate. So every 5 minutes I needed to close the paint, shake it up. Remember, oh, I painted that part with the separated paint, it doesn't look alright, I have to go over it again. So yeah, that alone took me a whole ass day. After Iron Warriors, I used Corvus Black for the shaft of the swirly whirly, the giant arrow it's firing, because the wood I use for my Iron Hills Warriors is also Corvus Black. I wanted to tie it in a little bit more. After that I decided to paint the ropes in karak stone, just for the fact that I think it looks very good as a rope color, yeah. That's why you use any paint for anything, I guess. And after which I once again went with Iron Breaker for the chains on top of the arrow, the spear, the swirly whirly. So yeah, I went over it with Iron Breaker, and it's pretty easy to do if you have a relatively fine brush. Next up was nuln oil. I used it all over the model except the parts that I already painted wood, just to darken them down a little bit. Afterwards I did another highlight with Iron Breaker on the rivets on the wood, just to make sure they stand out a little bit and you can actually notice they're there. After the nuln oil I used a pigment powder, dark brown pigment powder, and I just used it as it is on the wheels and the bottom part, especially of the ballista, just to make it look like it's more used, and a little bit on some metal parts as well to show that it's been used, it's been carried for days towards its destination. And with carried I mean dragged, rolled, I don't know. So yeah, I used it to weather it down. I think I used a little bit much on the wheels, but then again, it's pigment powder, it's gonna fall off a little bit and I transport it. And after doing that I wasn't completely happy with it, so I decided to put some snow on it, since my Iron Hill dwarves have snowy bases. So I decided to mix up my super secret recipe for snow. I tried only Valhalla Blizzard before and I really don't like it. It ends up drying pretty weird. In my recipe the snow comes out nice white, just the way I like it. There are some other things I wanted to try, but they were not in stock in the local hobby shop or on Amazon for that part. So yeah, and my top secret recipe is 1 part mod podge, about 1 part or slightly less, I just kind of eyeball it, of baking soda. Then I use just an amount of white pigment. It's from the same set as the dark brown pigment, and you can use as much as you want. I think it won't make it any whiter, it's just white pigment, from a certain point at least. But I made sure to scoop a nice tiny pile into the mixture, and I started mixing it until everything is nice, the same color, the same texture. Then I started applying this, and that's how I went to the third day, because after applying this it needed at least 24 hours to feel dry. It will take at least another week or so until even the thickest part is dry all the way through. I think I haven't dissected it day by day, but yeah, after 24 hours I decided that I wanted some tufts with it. And I should have done this before the snow, so I could lay some snow on top of the tufts, because I wasn't planning on making a second batch of a second batch of snow. So after that, after placing some tufts, I decided this was ready. As you can see, I also did Iron Hill Warriors. I already painted them. You can see a short about it that I posted. And I put some snow on top of it together with ballista. After which I was fully happy with the results. I think it looks amazing. It's not that much effort, it's just a lot of drying time with the washes and the snow. And the metal is a little annoying if you place your ballista on a giant ass base and then have to cram your brush in every little crevice while also trying to avoid the base. It's a little bit of pain in the ass, but I did it to myself, so got no one else to blame. And yeah, this is how I painted my Iron Hills ballista. It's easy, it's relatively quick, and it looks mighty fine if you ask me. I fucking love it. Fucking love Iron Hills. I'm gonna say it 10,000 times. Iron Hills are my favorite dwarf faction. Just favorite faction, full stop, I think. So yeah, this is gonna be another fine addition to the biggest dwarf army on YouTube. I'm really happy that I started with this project, because it gives me an excuse to buy a fuckload of dwarves. And as you have seen in the intro, I already have a lot of them, and I plan on doubling them, tripling them. Yeah, until either my wife leaves me or I need to get a mortgage, and yeah, and I'm completely broke. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, share, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya. Joy, really. If you have to go, you have to go. Just do it. Stop staring me in the soul, just go take a shit. I won't look. Are you my audience? Fine. You can be my audience today. What the fuck was I saying? Am I that bad? What the fuck? Got denied. Now let's go to the desk and let me see. Yeah, the first intro is gonna need to do. Bye.